Jenny, place. Very nice. So earlier today, I just saw a client, and it's the second time I've seen her. The very first time I saw her last week, this was through a private lesson. The dog, very young, impulsive dog, young dog, so very full of energy, very impulsive, good dog, really sweet, adorable, nice dog, but also not enough focus, very short attention span, and again, super, super energetic. So one of the things that we worked on is the dog's desire to just bounce all over the place. The dog literally will go from the table to the couch to the door, just all over the place. This is such a common complaint. This is such a common problem for a lot of people that have young dogs. Now, in most cases, when you have a dog that is a little bit older, a little bit more settled in their personality, you don't really need to worry a whole lot. Like in this case, Jenny is such a nice dog. Even at home, she's just a nice dog, would just lay around with you, just hang out. I was never the complaint with Jenny, with this particular dog, but the complaint with Jenny was when somebody's at the door, she'll rush the door and she just gets a little bit too intense. And even then, this is a command that we can definitely use to give Jenny some guidance. But back to the dog that I was talking about, one of the ways that we made the problem much, much, much smaller, one of the ways that we made the situation much better was by giving her some boundaries. So before, what they used to have to do is they used to have to just shove her outside, take her outside, close the door. One of the things they used to have to do before is they used to have to put her in the crate. So it was either in the crate or outside, or if the dog was inside, just bouncing and running all over the place. Now, the question here that comes up is how much activity does the dog get? How much exercise does the dog get? And although I agree these are very important factors to consider, there's also an element of boundaries and rules and discipline that have to be part of the dog's life. Okay, so what we did with this particular dog is, and this is only week 2, this is only our second visit. What I love about this command, this particular behavior, is that we don't need to spend months. We don't need to spend months changing the dog. We just need to work on it for even a lot of times in the first session, we'll see dramatic improvement. But days into it, the client will usually tell me how much better the dog is doing, how much the problem has gone from like a 9 or a 10 back to like a 6 in less than a week, not months, in less than a week. And so the thing that is pretty interesting to me is I've heard some dog trainers complain about plays, right? So one of the things that I've heard already from a few dog trainers is plays is a little bit too overrated, right? They say it's just, it seems like people just use plays. This is them saying this. People just use plays so that they don't have to train their dog. And here's the thing, I completely understand where they're coming from. I see the concern that they have, but we're not talking about other dog trainers here. We're talking about dog owners. A dog owner that has a full-time job, very likely, right? A dog owner that they're not dog trainers. They did not go to school to become a dog trainer. They didn't go to several workshops. They haven't read several books and watched several videos. They're not invested into this as a career. They love their dogs and they'll definitely do as much as they can. But to ask them to go, hey, you know what? You should really just work on your dog. Right? And it might take several weeks, several months, right? But you should really work on it and not use this as a band-aid to mask the problem. Well, these are dog owners. They're not dog trainers. But also, I could ask that dog owner, look, spend months really working on your dog and trying to rewire the way they are, or we could spend days, okay, days, where we can use this and already start to see dramatic improvement. So that dog, right, doesn't have to now be just thrown outside. The dog doesn't just have to be shoved in the crate, because otherwise the dog will, be on the table, be on the couch, be here, be there, just be all over the place. Now we can tell the dog, these are some rules that we're implementing, and this particular boundary right here is one of them, right? This particular behavior is one of them. That means when we put you on here, okay, that means you stay there until we release you. Once we release you, definitely be part of the family, do this. We can work on other things. But when we're doing mealtime, when we're hanging out, and your impulsiveness and your young puppy brain is fully engaged, we can either, yes, we can exercise you, we can take you outside, but the other thing we can do is to keep you part of the family is we can give you something to do, which is why, again, you'll never hear a dog owner complain that place is overrated. You only hear dog trainers complain about that because they're looking at the situation from the perspective of a dog trainer. Here's the thing, the dog owner, they want practical application. They want something that can help them. They want actionable tasks. They want a plan. They want a map to go, how do I go from my dog just running my life to me having some control over, over my dog's behavior? Well, this is one of those things that gives them control at a very rapid rate.